Welcome to the Tonto's Demise podcast. I'm Detonators, Tonto Bull 6 champ.
And I'm Matt Detling, owner of the new Yinzer Jags team. Tonto Bull 1, 3, and we believe 17.
No, 16.
16. Are you sure 16? Okay.
Because I think this is 17.
Oh, makes sense. All right. You're 16. Tonto Bull 16 champion, also known as the current champion.
You've been waiting a long time to say that, haven't you? All summer.
13 years?
Yeah,
Since
13 years.
Greg likes to point it out so much?
Yeah. Yep, I think that is right, because you said it was 1, 3, and now 16. That makes sense.
That does make sense now. Oh, we're figuring things out as we go along, as usual. What else to do?
As usual.
Welcome back!
Officially, congratulations.
Mr. Carter. Thank you. I will take it.
So anyways, why did you choose Sabotage? Might as well get it out there right now.
Well, let's be honest. Nobody saw this one coming. In the middle, I was watching the game. I was watching a preseason game. I don't know why. And it was the Colts. And they were saying Adam Schefter reported that Andrew Luck is going to retire. And nobody knew it, and the fans were learning in the middle of the game, and I was like, no. And I told Big, I almost dropped my sandwich. I was trying to eat. I was like, this can't be happening. And then, sure enough, it was. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. I just drafted this guy in the 6th round. I was like, I took a chance. I thought it was a great value.
Absolutely.
Bean didn't want him.
Absolutely.
And at the time, I was like, I would have kept him if I was Bean. But here I am. Bean looks pretty smart, and I'm looking dumb for taking him in the 6th round, but nobody saw us coming. So
Except for Bean.
So, and this is another thing. No matter 2 points, Luck and Lamar Miller go down pretty much the same day.
Yeah.
The two people that were in the championship game were Gags and I, and two of our players just got sabotaged by the fantasy football gods somehow. I don't know why they sabotaged Gags. I don't know what kind of conversations he was having with Ed in that transit van when they were going home. But obviously it was me for being too braggadocious.
Yep.
And you got to be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! And all the other stuff.
We're going to hear that all year, huh?
Oh, you definitely are, especially if I keep winning. But yeah, so the fantasy gods came down and said, all right, Matt, we're going to knock you down a peg and see what you can really do. Well, after complaining, I'm not mad at Andrew Luck. Let's be clear. I did not say screw that guy. He's a jerk. He's a jag-off. I'm actually proud of Andrew Luck for doing what he's following his heart. His body hurts. He's tired of it. He's mentally exhausted.
He's got $100 million.
No, he does. He got like $50 million.
Oh, really?
He's essentially, they said he turned down this is giving up like $500 million or something crazy by doing this.
Okay.
But he said, I got enough money. I want to go do something different. And he's walking away, which, let's admit, 95% of the people in the league wouldn't do.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, he's just turning 30, right?
He's 29 right now, yeah.
He's about to turn 30.
So, good.
Who knows? Maybe he'll be back in a couple of years. But for right now, he's making a good choice for himself.
Yeah, they're like, already there's like a rumor out that he's just going to take off 2 years and come back and play for the Cowboys. So, if that's true or not, that would be crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not planning that. We're
not paying you, Dak Prescott. We got Luck coming in 2 years. But anyways, good for him. Sucks for me as far as fantasy goes, but I will persevere. I will, what's that saying? Dumb Spiro.
I will survive?
Spiro.
You mean your name, your team name?
My namesake.
Yeah.
Long as Justin's going to tell me I'm wrong. As long as I have hope I can breathe, or breathe as long as you have hope, or something like that. Whatever it is, but he has his phone there, and he'd be like, dude, it's this. I've told you 78 times.
Your own team name meaning.
Yeah, my own team name. So, but yeah, that's my sabotage. That's why their sabotage is playing. Gags doesn't have Lamar Miller, his safety running back that he's probably counted on for the longest time. That's about it.
I got two things on that. One, that's just a sign that you're already slipping. Everybody.
I know everybody rejoiced.
You've lost your touch already. The other thing is, clearly Andrew Luck would not have retired had you had the draft in Pittsburgh. So it's the fantasy gods' way of saying you screwed with the system. Everything was off, and the balance was off. So they smited you for it, and they took one of your best quarterbacks.
Oh, clearly, I could just see Craig in the kitchen of love going, This is because you had the draft on the 18th. If he would have had it on the 20, blah, 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 right before the season started, this would have never happened.
Technically, he's right.
Supposed to do it.
You wouldn't have drafted him.
No, I would not have, but that's what to say. But that's Craig saying, I was right, Datley was wrong, as usual.
Yep. Would you have the draft the correct weekend next year, were you to win it again?
Yes, I would, because, well, unless there's a concert involved.
Yeah. A really crappy 90s concert.
It was not a crappy 90s concert. It rocked. Okay, listen, Live played Losing My Religion by R.E.M., and they also covered Painted Black by the Rolling Stones.
So you're saying that the best part of the concert was music that they didn't actually write?
For me, myself, personally.
Yeah.
Yes, because I love those two bands. It was like they did it for me. They're like, Datling changed his entire fantasy football draft and alienated about probably 11 out of the 12 people in the league. We're going to do Losing My Religion. When's the last time you heard R.E.M. cover the concert? Never.
Probably never, but they're saying, well, we're making you pay X amount of dollars to get into this show. We have $50 shirts, but we're not going to play our music because we're not good enough. We're not, you know.
They played their music. They played a lot of good music.
Anyway, it wasn't worth it.
It was worth it.
We could take a vote.
Go Jags.
All right, that's enough of that. Unfinished business.
I got some unfinished business, Brian.
What's that?
Has to deal with you,
Oh, boy.
of all people.
Already?
First of all, we don't have to argue. We both can agree on that the greatest quarterback is Dan Marino. Second, the unfinished business is with you from podcasts in the past.
Okay.
Like Pinches of Power, podcasts of Pastors of Past the podcast. Do you still, with everything that happened, consider Antonio Brown one of the top 5 wide receivers of all time? I'll even let you go top 10.
Of all time?
Of all time. Because you were strongly adamant that he was on the top 5 at all time.
I mean, I still stand by that until he actually shows that he's slipping. When has he shown that he's really slipping? Other than the fact that, yeah, he walked out on his team. That's a, douchebag move. But he has never been showing a decline in his performance on tape.
He's never won a Super Bowl.
I get it.
Always played with a great quarterback. Yeah. Hall of Fame quarterback.
Ask me the same question at the end of the season.
Never performed lights out in the playoffs to help his team win.
I mean, all of this is true, but ask me the same question because I stand by my remarks until he actually starts dropping off. The last 5 years, he's definitely one of
That's because he complained his way to being force-fed. If he doesn't get the ball thrown his way, when
garbage.
The team loses and he catches 10 passes, he's happy. When a team wins and he catches 2 passes, he's pissed.
Well, yeah, he's a megalomaniac or whatever. Sure. And he's so completely full of himself. I'm not arguing that, but in the last 5 years, he's one of the top receivers, hands down, without a doubt.
Not of all time.
No, but I still think he could have that trajectory of all time.
I can name probably 10 receivers off my head. I can give you top 5 for sure. For sure that are better than him all time.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Well, we got number 1, Jerry Rice. Number 2, Larry Fitzgerald.
You're really putting Larry Fitzgerald number 2.
I am.
That's insane.
Number 3, Randy Moss. Number 4, Chris Carter. Number 5 might surprise you. Number 5, Steve Largent.
Wow, that's completely insane list. Have you actually taken time to research this and
I have.
Think seriously about this?
I have. You know why Steve Largent
Why?
was the top 5?
Why?
2 words. No gloves.
No
Never wore gloves. Never wore those sticky, icky things that people like Jerry Rice, all of them wore gloves. This dude caught the ball bare hands, never had a quarterback. His quarterback was Jim Zorn and David Craig. This guy, if he played today with the rules where you couldn't grab the receivers and stuff, he'd be the greatest slot receiver of all time. Slot receiver didn't exist when he was there. Also, when he retired, he had all the records that Jerry Rice broke.
You're saying Jerry Rice broke them out.
He played on one of the worst teams. He played on since 1976 when Seattle was an expansion team. They had nobody. They had terrible quarterback, terrible running backs, terrible defense. That meant every single defense could scheme because they knew it was going to go to Steve Largent.
Okay.
Yet he still made all these records and broke them all.
I mean, I think you're crazy. I think you're insane. I'm gonna go back and look at some stats. I'm gonna go back and look at some tape. I think you're.
should.
I think you're
You should.
insane.
And one of my favorite things I got to see was, so he did get knocked unconscious in a football game by a Denver Bronco, and I think his name was Steve Sewell. I think it was Sewell. I don't know if it's defender or running back. Bigler's probably going to chastise me for this. Number 30, whatever. Anyway, knocked him out. So he went out of the game. The next, I don't know if it was that year or the next year. Now, in that game versus the Broncos, they threw an interception. It bounced up off in the air. Guess who caught the ball? The guy that knocked him out.
Oh, okay.
This dude was like 3 times his size. He went to turn. Guess who unloaded on him?
Ooh.
Steve Largent.
I had a feeling.
Straight to the ground. The ball bounced back out. They were like, "Oh my gosh!" You see, this little dude just went and killed the guy, and he's like, he still remembered that all. And Steve Largent never was like that, but that one dude, he's like, "Dude, you would," because he would go across the middle. And he's like, "You took me out on purpose." And he said, "I'm gonna hammer you," and he did. It was pretty awesome to see.
Kinda
Learned
like
all this about like,
perfect.
yeah. I learned all these things by watching NFL football, Football Life or whatever on NFL Network. So many things to learn. It's pretty cool. But
I will check it out. I just think it's hilarious and crazy. This is how you start off. You know, your defending championship podcast return.
Dude,
on the top 5 receivers.
Adamant. Dude, I can go top 10 with you. Calvin Johnson, Michael Irvin, it's top 7.
All right. I mean, we're gonna see.
Lance Allworth.
We're gonna see where this season goes because this will really decide whether or not AB is like just
Chump change, man.
No way, dude. No way.
We all know it. He's overrated. Bigler hates me, but it's overrated.
Bigler's just shaking his head too. We'll see whenever he stops playing football. We'll see where the dust settles, and we'll see what kind of stats he has. I mean,
well, you know, so Ben Roethlisberger's like, oh, you know, I ended a friendship. And he was like, yo, we were never friends. I was just getting my ends, whatever that means. Because he's like, shut up already. No, how's AB telling him to shut up when all AB does is talking? He's like, I don't want to be the center of attention.
Well, he said shut up, but then he deleted it, you know.
Of course he deleted it, because he just want to be, you know, he's being himself.
Yeah.
He's definitely not a class act, as they say. When you don't know how to describe black people that are receivers that are good. They're class acts. That guy's a class act.
AB is not.
AB is not a class act. He's all about himself.
And yeah, he could care less about winning.
Terrell Owens. There you go. T.O. Better than AB.
Wow.
I can just keep on. I'm going to the top 10, man. Those
right.
guys are all better.
All right, well, I'm going to do some research before next week, and then I'm going to come back at you. You're kind of blindsiding me here.
That's how I do it.
I know you do. All right. I got one more I only have one unfinished business for the night, and I know that you and Craig like to try and get on my case about not being a good drafter, not being a good manager. You always bring it up about Craig.
Craig said it, not me.
Yeah, because you always bring it up through Craig.
Well, yeah.
Vicariously.
Well, Craig's the one that said I can always count on Brian to make 2 bad moves in the draft that helped me.
You know the last time I didn't make playoffs?
When?
2015.
Oh, when's the last time we won a championship?
That's irrelevant. 2012. 2012. Anyways, I've made playoffs the last 3 years. It is difficult to make playoffs. I don't know about you, how many years consecutively you've made playoffs.
It hasn't been that consecutive.
Yeah.
No, maybe like 2.
Yeah, it's very difficult. So I think that we need to put more emphasis on making playoffs. I mean, championships are the be-all, end-all.
Okay.
I mean, it's good to have those titles, but you make playoffs, you're doing something right. And I plan on making the playoffs 4 years in a row.
Ooh.
Although I really dislike my team this year. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, really? Dang.
Yeah. All right, let's get it.
We can do some trades. Yeah.
Maybe. Let's get into the actual draft. As always, our entire mojo is thrown off because we did not do our video to start the year off.
Right.
Bigler ruined that.
Had to have their draft.
No. Bigler
did. Yeah, he did big. I think we did call him a big pansy.
Yeah.
You big puss.
Yep.
Gotta have an order. I gotta do this. I gotta do that.
So, anyways, we are now going to do the best and worst picks from each team, and I suggested maybe doing the best pick overall, worst pick overall.
Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna say Bean was a big puss too, I believe, but that might have been because Bigler pushed him.
Possibly.
And I think Justin got in on just to do it because he just likes to join people, join ranks. Maybe gags. I can't remember the whole thing, But yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, so should we just go order 1 through 12?
Sure.
And as always, you'll pick mine and I'll pick yours.
More than likely.
Okay. All right, and as always, we start with the first overall pick, which was in the Juju hole, also known as Ed Lager, who we had the pleasure of meeting and get to know at my house. He is a man of few words, but also a lot of Bud Light Lime cans.
That's right.
So, but he seemed like a nice dude. Scared my mom, apparently. She told me she's talking to she didn't call him Gags. She said the bearded one, that big beard guy, and I turned around and this other dude was there, this tall guy. She made me like jump. She's like I jumped in the air, and I was like oh my god, and then like Gag said he gets that reaction from everybody. So she's like there's some big boys.
Yeah. Hey.
She's like I like them though, they're cool.
I'm not gonna mess with him.
I know. Right?
You know, he's got the stogie look.
Oh dude, yeah. I thought it was my dad's at first, but I think he went for like 2 of those things.
Yeah.
So, but all right, I digress. Let's get into the action.
All right, what do you think let's go with best first.
His best, in my humble opinion, his best draft pick was Darwin Thompson, 13th round. Great pick. Possibly excellent keeper pick. Could jump ahead of Damian Williams. Bigler doesn't want to hear that because Damian Williams hasn't played a full season in his whole career. And if he does, look out because, Andy, what's that coach? Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, yeah.
Andy Reid can really call a lot of plays.
Yeah.
Brian Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy, all those dudes come to mind. So that's who I have for best.
All right. My best is actually the round before that. I think James Washington is going to have a monster year.
What?
I'm dead serious. Yeah, dead serious. You think I'm crazy right now?
That was like on the range for my worst.
No way, dude. There is so much buzz around James Washington right now. They said that, like, in camp, preseason, you name it, like, he is breaking out. He's taking the lead. He's gonna surpass Dante Moncrief without a doubt. They just said, look out. He's gonna have huge numbers this year. Him and Ben are connecting. So I think that even maybe he didn't think it was gonna be a great value, but it's gonna be an incredible pick.
Wow.
I mean, they need that number 2 slot filled, and I think he's gonna do it.
So James Washington's basically said to the world, look at me, Ma. I'm okay.
Yeah. I mean, what is it? It's their third year? I think
second year.
Is it his only second year in their league? Yep. He's gonna break out. That's what Juju did. Broke out in the second year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's your opinion.
And then my other one was.
So you get to speak. Okay, that's all right.
Sorry, champ. My other one is I think picking up Kareem Hunt in the 9th is going to be huge for the long haul for the playoff push.
Wait a minute.
I just saying this.
Best picks.
I'm trying to stay on his good
The
side.
whole skit was one.
I'm trying to stay on Ed's good side.
Are you scared of that?
Yes, of course.
Jeez, oh man. Gags wouldn't let anything happen to us. Would you, Gags? I still don't know what their jobs are. I was trying to tell my mom. I said I think they clean up crime scenes.
They do. They clean up anything, any kind of disaster.
Any disaster?
Yeah.
Jeez, oh man. I bet they. Why didn't we ask them for some good stories while we were there?
Should have.
Next draft. Yeah, we should, especially when they were hitting the pen.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate one of those pens. I didn't even know what 5-card draw was.
I know.
This is, what do I do? 5 cards, right?
What is this game?
I meant, do I do 5 cards at one time per player, or do I alternate one card? But everybody started laughing at me. But I mean, I did just take a hit for the pen, so it was
pretty funny.
It was some good stuff. Anyway, okay, my humble opinion, Ed's worst pick, I believe, was Kiki Kuti in the 7th round. I don't like that guy. He's always hyped up since he's been in the league, and he gets hurt, he doesn't perform. So in my opinion, that was the worst pick out of his whole draft.
All right, I think the worst pick for him is actually a little bit 2 rounds earlier. I think Mark Ingram in the 5th round is insane.
What?
I do. I think he is going to be one of those backs that he's kind of peaked already. They've got so many players in that backfield, plus Lamar Jackson. He's not going to get you the value that you're trying to get in the 5th round. He's not. He's simply not.
I disagree. I think it's going to be a run-heavy attack.
It is.
The defenses are going to be worried about Lamar Jackson, so they're going to be more spread out as far as the linebackers go. So Ingram's going to bust out through the middle or the side. He's going to catch it. He's going to get his food. He's going to eat.
No way. He's going to have a down year, and he's going to wish you took him in the 8th. Although he wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, he would not have been there. Wow.
I just feel like people are just going for running backs. Oh, he's the next one available. I got to get my running backs.
I mean, well, yeah, but I'm just surprised we have such differing opinions. I really thought we'd be like,
we're only in the first team.
Yeah, I'm curious to think what other people think now. Jeez. All right.
All right, next. All right, next up we got Shawshank Athletics. Best pick in terms of, I think, his value. I'm going with Leonard Fournette in the third. I mean, a year ago you're going to have to get him in the late first, early second. So to be able to pick him up in the third, and I mean they're saying that he's going to catch more balls. We'll see if that actually happens. He's got to stay healthy, but I think third round value is really nice for Leonard Fournette in the third.
Didn't Josh take Leonard Fournette in the first last year?
I think he did. No, wait.
Yeah.
Was that last year?
I believe it was last year.
Yeah.
When
Was it Greg Olson? That was 2 years.
that was 2 years ago. Yeah, the sixth. I think it was 6 overall picks he traded with me. And he took Leonard Fournette, and that's what Craig chastises him for.
Crazy that he got him 20 picks later.
And I was actually that was going to be my pick, so I had for best. So I will detour and go with my second. What I was thinking about was Anthony Miller, the Chicago wide receiver, in the 14th round.
That is really good.
Who is like a PPR, been compared to AB.
Okay.
I think he's a little hurt, but he's in that Nagy offense, and I think he could catch a lot of balls if they decide to throw his way. And 14th round, dude, that's a pretty great value.
I think he's banged up a little bit right now, but
still 14th round, you can wait on it.
Absolutely. I think that is really good value, not to like pump up Josh's ego too much.
Yeah. Which leads me, since I have which leads me to his worst pick, in my opinion, which is also funny because if Anthony Miller is his best, I believe that Allen Robinson is his worst in the 5th round.
There's a lot of choices for his worst.
Well, there are, but
it's hard to narrow it down.
I considered Corey Davis in the 7th, but no, I'm going to go with Allen Robinson. And now that I'm looking at this, he is pretty weak at wide receiver, in my personal opinion. But I could be wrong. His algorithms might
prove me wrong. There.
Oh, what, really?
I could be wrong.
Sorry, I'm just getting ready for his videos just to sit there and start doing my impersonations of him. Well, you know, it's like a, I don't know, like a, just the hands.
You're missing the gestures.
Yeah, good go the other way. Okay, I'm done. But that was his worst.
All right, I think and honestly, there's a couple worst picks here. Not trying to just rail on you, Josh, but
yes, he is.
If I had to say your worst pick, it's got to be Derek Carr. I mean, you take Derek Carr in the 6th round, especially because you took him right after Drew Brees. There's no other quarterback really worth taking. Well, actually, I would have taken Tom Brady. Oh, but he's taken right after you. So if I were you, I would have waited until probably like the 10th or 11th round to get Derek Carr. He would have been there. And my person...
I wouldn't have picked him, I'll be honest with you.
No. And I'll give you a good example. I know we're not talking about my team, but I got Jameis Winston in the 12th. I mean, that's better pick. That is a better pick than Derek Carr in the 6th.
I feel like we're reversing roles, Brian, where you're talking about your team more than anything. So this is kind of fun.
I'm just saying, you could have taken Jameis Winston in the 6th, and that would have been a better pick. That's my opinion.
I mean, we shall see. All the podcasts, if you listen to them, or magazines, point to him being a high sleeper pick. Jameis Winston.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know anything about Carr, except for he'll be throwing to AB.
Yeah.
And Hunter Renfrow.
There you go. All right, next up we've got the Springfield Isotopes with the 3rd pick. And that is, well, we're doing best first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty solid draft overall for Kabisic. You know, you got an A-. That's obviously inflated with the Tyreek Hill and the Patrick Mahomes in the 8th and 9th rounds. There's a couple good picks in here, but I mean, I just have to say, just like Crick said, the value of Drew Brees in the 6th round is ridiculous. Even if Brees is trending downwards, he's going to have some good matchups, you know, maybe in the playoffs where he's going to light some teams up. So you can't sneeze at Drew Brees in the 70th pick overall. So
you just playing that?
No, I honestly didn't.
Sweet.
Sneeze at Brees. And the 6th round, 70th overall. That's pretty good pick. And Crick was shouting at everybody to like not let it happen 8 picks in advance.
Crick was.
Yeah. The entire round. He's like, don't let him take it. So what do you think his best was?
So you're calling Drew Brees the best one?
Yeah.
Value or whatever you want to call it?
Best value.
My personal opinion, I believe, and this might be because it's like a homer pick, I believe his best pick was Julian Edelman.
I knew you were going to say it.
In the 2nd round. I think I should have taken him. I took Keenan Allen instead.
Yeah,
but
I remember you said you wanted to trade.
Yeah, I just didn't know. It was just a tough choice. I don't know, but yeah, for him, when I fell to him, I was like, yeah, dude, excellent pick.
Yeah,
should be a PPR monster. I love Edelman. He's just, a slot receiver.
Absolutely.
Very good at his job.
Yeah. And
he's
Super Bowl MVP, right?
Super Bowl MVP, yeah. And I like to always say, Steve Largent is the Julian Edelman on steroids.
He loves Steve Largent. All right, worst pick for me, and I think Kubisic did it for a reaction. You know, he's just doing an FU to the league. He's like, I'm taking Gurley, 3rd pick overall. He was like, I don't care if it's the worst or the best pick of the draft. He just wanted it to be a highly controversial pick, and I think it was. I think Gurley was your worst pick. I do.
Did he say that?
He did to me privately.
Really?
Yeah. He wanted it to be a very controversial pick. And, I
called it.
Did you?
Like months ago, people were saying, I don't know, I was like, dude, he's going Gurley. He can't get away from Gurley. He's got the love affair.
He does. I mean, Gurley's going to get his touchdowns, but he's not going to get the same volume. He's not going to get the same receptions.
Right.
But he'll have a solid year, but it's going to be a down year, and compared to Gurley's previous, this past campaign. So I think he's going to have a major hit to his points. One more. All right. So yeah, I think Gurley's not a number 3 pick overall. Not worthy of it.
We did get Malcolm Brown in the 17th round, so that's pretty good for Craig. I knew he fell that far, and nobody really pays attention to him. But if Gurley does go down, Malcolm Brown will play the role of Gurley, and the other guy, Henderson, is just still like the Alvin Kamara satellite back.
Yeah.
So you're calling Gurley the worst? Wow.
Absolutely.
That's surprising. I mean, all right, for me, for Craig, the worst pick he had, believe it or not, was Jarvis Landry in the 4th round. Yeah. And this also goes to another thing. Craig has always had a love affair with Jarvis Landry as well.
He has, all the way back to Miami.
Oh, yeah, he loved him. And don't get me wrong, he was fantastic in Miami, but there was nobody to throw to but Landry.
Yep.
So with that being said, I think the 4th round for Jarvis Landry was way too high.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get I don't think you're going to get what you expect out of him.
Way too many miles to feed.
There is. Cause with Beckham's going to get that lion's share, man.
Yep.
And here's another. And Craig also put Njoku as his tight end. And Craig is not a fan of having multiple players on one team, which I was very surprised when he took Njoku.
Uh-huh.
Now, with that being said, he also took Chris Herndon from the Jets, but that's a 4-game suspension.
Right.
I don't know if he's planning on using him for tight end trade bait or whatever, but... I believe that Jarvis Landry is not worth the price of admission for the 4th round.
No, I think that's a good choice. Not by Craig, but by you.
All right, and with the 4th overall pick was none other than Possum Magic, Ryan Treesize. Thank you for showing up to the draft, sir. Didn't get much time to say hello to you, unfortunately. Just too much stuff. Hosting a draft is crazy.
What are you talking about? Your parents did everything.
I got to talk to my parents. I helped them do a little bit of stuff, clean it, all that stuff. You know.
I don't know.
I had to play poker.
You did not look stressed.
I had to play poker with you guys all night. I had to win some money. I had to take a hit from a pen that I don't normally do. I had to sleep upstairs and sweat while you guys are down in the Barker loungers and the couches and air-conditioned room. Very nice, very nice. Anyway,
I don't think it was a really tough draft.
It was very tough. It was. I don't know if I can do it again. But if I win, I will. Treesize, your best pick for me was David Montgomery in the 3rd round. I love this guy. This guy could be amazing. And it might have been a reach in the 3rd round. I was hoping for the 4th round to come back to me. But hey, like Bigler says, if this is your guy, you want him, you get him. Because he's not coming back to you. And that, in the case of Montgomery, I'm pretty sure he was right.
Yeah,
so that's the best pick for me, and I hope he's lights out for you, buddy. Your whole draft is crazy.
Yeah, he went into it thinking like Tree said, I've never won this league, and I always stick to magazines and the different draft lists. And he's like, this year, I'm just going with my gut, going with players I like. And new players. He drafted so many rookies. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think his best pick was Jimmy G in the 15th round. I mean, he's going to be a great quarterback, possibly for a backup. Maybe he'll end up being a starter if Baker Mayfield goes down or just isn't what he is expected to do. But Jimmy G in the 15th, great value.
That is great value.
All right, what's your worst pick?
My worst pick for tree size here. Let's see here. I think I had it. I gotta go with Jordan Howard in the 7th round for the Philadelphia Eagles. I just don't know what you're getting with him. I'm surprised. I was thinking about just avoiding the guy.
Yeah.
I know he's a good running back if you give him the volume, but supposedly he can't catch the ball, and I feel like the Eagles just have so many running backs. I just didn't feel comfortable with any of them.
All right, and I mean, I like Tree Slice's draft, but I think he just reached way too often. I think he reached on Christian Kirk in the 5th round. So I'm going to say that's probably one of the times that he could have waited a couple more rounds to get Kirk. I like it. I like his team. It just there's so many questions. It's just a risky team. So
Risk reward, high risk, high reward. Who knows? We could be singing his praise, going, "Stupid tree size.
Yeah.
How do you make all these picks?"
I mean, he has the best. He has the best keepers here at Gettysburg. That'd be awesome. Can you imagine going on the gun? We need to have it on the battlefield.
No, we had a chance to do that already.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
We didn't do it.
We
went to. Who did we go to?
It was like Hooters or something. It was like Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know.
There's another
chain.
One. McFadden's.
Yeah. I don't remember. Some chain.
Tilted Kilt. The girls were in skirts.
Was it? Was that the one?
Yeah. Because that Vanilla J or whatever his name was couldn't stop looking at him. I was like, dude. He's like, what?
Vanilla Jeff.
Yeah. Vanilla Jeff. I was like, it's your time to pick. Oh, yeah. He's like, look at the melons on her, man. It's like, yeah, I know. Do you want Alan Hearns or not?
All right. I predict. I mean, it could go. Everything could fall right for Tree Slice, but I just don't see it happening. Time will tell.
All right, and with the 5th overall pick, we are here with none other in person, Hillbillies on PCP, keeping the name alive until he wins a championship with it. When will that be?
I don't know. I like the team name in general. I might keep it.
You might keep it? No, that wasn't the rules. That wasn't the deal. If you can't come up with something like genius like Yins or Jag.
That is not genius. We'll get into that at a different time.
It's a Pittsburgh Jaguar.
I can't. Jaguars are not native to Pittsburgh.
So what? Do you think what's a Steeler? What's a Steeler?
It's a steel worker.
It's a Steeler. So what, do you think Jaguars are native to Jacksonville?
No.
That's right.
Closer.
I was walking on downtown there, and all of a sudden a Jagger jumped out. Darn Jagger.
No, I agree with that. Jaggers are all over Pittsburgh. All right, come on.
All right.
Come on.
All right, so your best pick, in my opinion, or no, yeah, we start with best, right? The best pick, I believe, for you was Emmanuel Sanders in the 6th round. I think it's a solid pick. His injury history, he's coming back, looks strong, and I don't think he would have made it if he would have been healthy. Everybody thought perceived healthy. Mm-hmm. Now, your worst pick, I believe, was Derrick Henry in the 3rd. I think overhyped. He's still battling a calf injury, but all his yards came in like the last 5 games of the season, and it's like the only thing that he had. Other than that, nothing. I don't think it's going to be that good this year. I think he reached way too high.
Yeah, I definitely reached for him, but I'm definitely hoping that just translates into this season. We'll see if it does or not. Could be a great pick, could be a bad pick. We'll see. I think that my worst pick is probably, I don't know. I'm not crazy about taking Alshon Jeffrey in the 4th. I'm not. I think he's just like.
I thought it was a bad pick too, but I thought Henry was worse.
Yeah, he's overhyped. Mm-hmm. It's like
always is.
Yeah, and I was just like, I thought Carson Wentz is back. And he's this like big target. So I'm hoping it pans out. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's actually a good pick in the 4th round. But I'm not looking. I'd be surprised if it turned out to be a great pick. I'm just hoping that he's like 70 catches, maybe 10 touchdowns, something like that. I'll be happy. Okay. I think my best pick, believe it or not, and it's basically because of this hype machine in Pittsburgh. I think it's the Pittsburgh D. I think the 17th pick for the Pittsburgh D. I think they're going to be great this year. They were talking about how fast they are. They're hard hitting. Like the linebackers are on point. They led the league in sacks last year. I think they led the league in sacks for the past 2 seasons. Did you know that?
No.
Past 2 seasons, they've led the league in sacks.
What about interceptions?
Well, that's what they said. They're like, their turnover rate is always, the last few years has been abysmal. But they said that's one of those things that it's going to have to adjust to the mean. It's going to have to go back. There's going to be a positive regression so that, they're going to get some turnovers. It's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. So I think this year is going to be the year. They got Devin Bush. I think everything's going to click, and I think they're going to be lights out.
Well, I hope you're correct because I am excited to have that guy with Evan Bush. He seems like he's really good.
Yeah.
I got to say, my surprise with you taking 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah. You know, I think it's because I have a love affair with Matt Stafford. It's like he's a gunslinger. You know?
He's a gun. So it's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I know.
So is Jameis Winston.
Yep. 3 gunslingers.
So,
but yeah, I probably regret taking Matthew Stafford. But you know what? If people go down, he might have even made it to the waiver wire. I don't know.
People go down. Andrew Luck.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Derek Carr in the 6th round. I'm just saying.
Right. I agree. Okay.
All right. Next up, we got the Mighty Midgets with the 6th pick in this year's draft, and I'm gonna say that his best pick this year, because I think he's going to get the most value out of it, is Austin Eckler in the 6th. I don't see Melvin Gordon possibly playing this year, so to potentially get something like a James Conner type back, I don't think it'll be as productive, but I think he's going to have great weeks for the Chargers. So to get him in the 6th round, that's a steal.
My pick for him, best pick overall, I believe, is the Jacksonville defense in the 7th round.
Really good.
I know it's still people think it's high to reach for a defense that high, but it's Jacksonville. Who knows with Nick Foles, capable quarterback, what they can do. And that draft pick they got in the 1st round apparently is like doing lights out. So he's like this. I think he's a linebacker, but the guy from Kentucky fell to them. He's supposed to. Everybody thought he was going to be top 4. So I think that's going to help their defense out a lot. It could return to what they were when Josh had him.
Okay.
So that might be the bottom part of the bun for Crick.
Nice. Using the buns. Love it.
I'm loving it.
All right. I think your worst pick, and not because I don't like the guy, I just think you took him way too early, is Big Ben. You always go after Big Ben every year, but he does. He's a Big Ben lover.
I'm sure if you talked to him,
he was down there in Georgia in that bathroom.
Oh, Jim Crick was?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was. And Jim Crick said he loved it.
What are you trying to say?
The Big Ben thing. You don't remember?
That Big Ben did his thing to Crick?
Yeah, he diddled him.
He diddled him? And Crick loved it?
That's how much he loves the guy.
First, I thought it was like Crick was one of the people watching out for Ben, but then you're like, and he loved it.
No. He was in the bathroom.
In the bathroom stall. With Ben. Big Ben.
Yes.
Wow.
All right, anyway.
Sick visual.
Anyway. For him to be the first quarterback off the board is insane. I know that there were a lot of quarterbacks that were kept that would have gone earlier, but I still think taking him 30th overall, in the 3rd round, is way too early. That's just my personal opinion. The quarterback is so deep this year.
Yeah,
so deep.
I agree. I think Crick even said he knew he was reaching for him, but he's like, I just want. Plus, he's going to the Steelers-Colts game, and obviously with this draft, he was picking other Steelers and Colts just to root for him at the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that is pretty high to have Ben. But hey, who knows? He could have another 5,000 yard season. For me, his worst pick was Marquise Brown. I hate this guy. I absolutely hate Hollywood Brown. This 5'9", 5'9" wide receiver is terrible.
If that's his worst pick, though, I mean that's a pretty good draft in your opinion.
Yeah, true. I think Crystal's home. Your wife's home, not your mom. Jesus, boy. Your mom.
Your mom.
All right, and what is, I believe, the 7th overall pick is Jay Huber, the last remaining Huber brother, holding it down until the other Huber brother decides to come back if somebody decides to leave the league. My best pick, in my humble opinion, is Tony Pollard in the 11th round.
Oh, that is good.
Could be the starting Cowboys running back for at least 10 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, he's loaded at running back.
It's funny because he took James Conner last year in the 13th.
Right. And look what, now he's a keeper.
Yeah. I doubt the same thing will happen to Tony Pollard, but who knows? No one expected Bell to sit out the entire year either.
Very true.
Right, Bigler? All right. I think that one of his best picks, actually, now that I see Tony Pollard, I probably would have picked that. But what I was going to go with was, I like Golden Tate in the 7th. He's got that suspension for, 4 games. But, I think he's going to be the primary target for the Giants. And
Not Sterling Shepard?
nah, I don't think so. I think Golden Tate's a PPR machine, so I think he's gonna get a lot of balls thrown his way. And
Old though.
yeah, but to get him, I don't know. I think he's got good value in the 7th. How old is he? 30?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think getting him in the 7th is a good value. I think I was trying to get him in the 8th round, so he took him right before I was going to. So nice pick. All right, what do you think the worst pick is?
I think his worst pick is Will Fuller in the 5th round.
Okay.
I just think he does.
That guy.
He does. But he doesn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm counting on it.
It's funny that he went for the Deshaun Watson 4th pick and then Will Fuller 5th pick.
Like he thought
Yeah.
somebody was going to gotta get that connection.
Yep.
Gotta do it before somebody like the Bigler and Craig robbed me of Will Fuller the 5th.
Yep. I think his worst pick was Greg Olsen in the 9th. I just think that he's not somebody you're going to want to start. I don't think he's going to be dependable. They said he's not going to play nearly as many snaps as he usually does. And Greg Olsen actually said that he is more or less counting on the fact that he's not going to get 1,000 yards. Like to like actually come out and publicly state that you're not going to do well. He realizes that he's on the decline of his career. Yeah. So I think that's going to be his weakest position. You know, Jimmy Graham's on a decline, but yeah, I think taking Greg Olsen in the 9th round is a mistake.
Can I just say that every time the picture that Craig puts up of Greg Olsen, where like the whole team is dabbing or something, and Greg Olsen's just staring with like this shit-eating grin on his face, sort of whatever, is one of my favorite things that Craig has ever done. Every time it's up there, it makes me laugh.
Yeah, it is hilarious. All right, next up we've got Dub C. So, Dub C, I believe that his best pick, and definitely you're going to be shocked by this, is I think it's actually Larry Fitzgerald. I think that,
shocked at all, Brian.
Yeah, I usually don't give Larry a lot of love, mainly because of you, but 5th round, like, even though he's getting up there in age, he's dependable. He's going to get,
Dependable?
He's going to get.
Dude is a lock.
I know, and I know you're going to be so excited that he helped you win the championship.
Sure did.
But
it's a beautiful moment.
Do I think that he's still on the decline of his career? But he's probably going to he's getting up there in age.
Yeah.
But he's still, that's good value to get him in the 5th round. So nice pick. He'll be a nice solid WR2. Maybe WR3. I don't know.
Well, Brian, usually I would change my opinion if you pick the same person, but I'm not going to do it this time. I also agree that Larry Fitzgerald is the best overall pick that he made as far as value. 5th round, you're getting a legend. The man led me to a championship. I mean, he's on an offense that possibly could change the NFL, or it's basically sink or swim. He's rejuvenated with the quarterback. He loves this guy. He says, they're passing a lot. It's not just him blocking. They're going to throw him the ball. He's going to get, who knows, he could come back to like an 80-yard catch season. Or 80 catch season. I'm proud of you for picking this guy. People are shying away from him. I myself probably would have picked him in the 6th round. I was thinking the 5th round myself as well. Possibly. He was on my radar for sure. I know you looked at me when you picked him, thinking you sniped him. You did snipe him. I had other alternatives, but I'm proud of you. Way to go. Solid addition to your team. You're going to love having him. Like I said, you can't go wrong with this guy. This man is a legend.
All right, geez, I'm glad did you get enough out about Larry Fitzgerald for this podcast? I know you could.
Have to go to work.
I do. All right, I had a hard time picking Dub C's worst pick. I think he's got a pretty decent draft, but I think that I know he loves him, and I think he reached on Tyler Lockett in the 3rd round.
Right. It's like we're in sync.
We're in sync. It took us a few teams, but I look at the players after Tyler Lockett, and I would have taken Brandon Cooks before him. I would have taken Devontae Freeman, even though he's injury prone. I would have taken. I don't know about Melvin Gordon because he's questionable, but I would have taken at least 2 or 3 guys for sure before Tyler Lockett. Not that he could have a good break. I know there's a lot of buzz around Tyler Lockett. First year without Doug Baldwin. I just not sure I believe all that hype train right now. So I think you reached a little bit on him.
that's my worst pick as well.
Yeah.
And you couldn't have said it any better. And then consideration of saving time, everything that you said. And here we are with Justin Mahorik's team, TBA, to be announced, I guess. Is that what it was? To be announced.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what he's coming up with. Probably something wonderful or terrible.
Or nothing.
Yeah, or nothing, or just TBA.
Yeah.
And he was the 9th overall pick of the draft. My pick for him for best pick in his draft was Devin Singletary of Buffalo. This guy, if they get rid of LaShawn McCoy, Frank Gore, the Ageless Wonder, TJ Yeldon. Loaded backfield, don't know what's going to happen. But Devin Singletary seems to be really good. He's a rookie. He's received a lot of high praise. And 13th round could be great keeper value.
All right. This one.
Bye.
Good night. This one might surprise you, but I think that we could all be surprised by Lamar Jackson having a breakout year. I think that he could, raise some eyebrows with his arm and his legs, and I think that the 16th round might be like, wow, this is good. He could be a keeper.
Right.
So I'm going Lamar Jackson.
You said all surprised?
Yeah.
Should you tell the league who drafted Lamar Jackson last year and got laughed at in his dynasty league and won the championship?
Oh, jeez.
With Lamar Jackson at the helm?
Did you actually start him?
I did.
Okay, I didn't remember that.
At least I think I did.
I stopped paying attention after I lost.
Well. Anyways.
All right, so you have Lamar Jackson, so you won't be surprised.
I will not be surprised.
Right. So yeah, I think that is one of your best picks. Yeah. All right, worst pick?
Worst pick in my mind is Marquez Valdes-Scantling in the 7th round.
Same here.
I thought that was a reach. Generally, also, I got Geronimo Allison in the 11th round, who I thought basically it's a coin toss between the two of them, who's going to be the second receiver, who's going to have greater success or whatever. So I thought that was a reach. I don't really know what other picks are around it, but yeah, that was just my opinion. I don't know. We don't know who the second receiver is going to be, and I just don't know if that was worth him being the pick there.
Yeah, that's actually who I was going with as well, just because it's unproven. You don't know if he's actually going to be the number 2. To take that in the 7th round as essentially like I guess it's your WR3, but 4. Okay, is that his 4?
Beckham.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not bad. I mean, if he doesn't pan out, but it's still just a little bit early. You could have waited on him.
I do think he's got a solid squad, though.
Yeah.
Even though I know he said himself that he didn't think he had a good draft, but I think he did. I think he had a good squad, great squad. Well, that's right.
Good or great?
Good. Great is the championship. If you win a championship, you have a great squad, basically, for drafting. But whatever.
Yeah.
Who to be determined.
Yeah.
TBA, TBD.
TBA, TBD.
Sounds like a Boys to Men song.
All right, next up we have Yins or Jags, which I still believe that Detling made this team name just to call us all Jags. Yins or Jags. He claims that it's a Pittsburgh Jaguar, but that's ridiculous. I think he's just trying
Seen it at Mount Washington. Mount Washington. A Yins or Jag just crawled through the bushes and barely dodged out of the way.
right up there on P.J. McCardle Roadway.
Might have been on the West End Bridge. I might have jumped in the river to get away from it. Dang Yins or Jag.
All right. I think, believe it or not, that it's either one or the other, but I think both of your 4th round picks were stellar. I think Robert Woods and James White. I know that we're only supposed to do one, but I like both of those.
As many as you want. You can tell me what my best picks all through the whole draft.
I just think that 4th round is just absolutely solid. Robert Woods, he's money in the bank for the Rams, and James White is too. So that 4th round is going to keep you around. So
I wasn't letting once he took Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
I'm not letting this guy go. I have to have a part of the Los Angeles Rams offense.
Yep, and I think that's one of the best parts to get, no doubt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say those two picks, your 4th round was definitely your best round.
Thank you.
What do you think for your best?
Oh yeah, me, my opinion. I think my best pick was Matt Breida.
Okay.
For the same. I wanted this guy so bad. I had to bite my lip and just see how he could drop.
Be the starter, right?
Huh? Well, they say Tevin Coleman is, but it could be like a chair. But Breida's from last year. I know he's hurt all the time because Bigler had him, but he just seemed to always play through the injury. And I was like, dude, this guy's good.
Yeah.
And I hope that I know I got Kittle as well, but just couldn't resist, and I couldn't believe he kept falling. And I was like, I want this guy so bad. And I was like saying, I didn't want to say a word. I didn't want to tip my hat.
Right.
But that's who I thought my best overall
All right.
value.
I think that your worst pick for me by a landslide is Robbie Anderson. That guy's garbage.
You just have a hatred for
I
that
do.
guy.
That guy's absolutely garbage. For like 10 weeks straight.
You didn't have Sam Darnold.
Yeah, well, like I said, you wait and see. He is awful. You're gonna want to drop him or trade him, especially from the 5th round. That's nuts.
I can't even.
I would have taken Sterling Shepard with the 59th pick without a doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
You could be right on that. And I don't know if I just got attracted by the Robbie Anderson that I had for the 4 games last year. That was freaking bonkers.
Side note, really quick. I might have said Andrew Luck was one of your best picks had he not retired. It's
Now
pretty
I can
good.
say
Like,
it's my worst pick
it's like-
overall, but we're not going to do it like that.
Yeah, it's like him and Breeze in the 6th round. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Incredible value.
Yeah.
For me, I guess for worst, I would say Andrew Luck, but I mean, like I said, I'm not going to count that sort of thing, even though it does suck.
Yeah.
Real bad. Gosh.
Not as bad as Le'Veon Bell in the 1st. Overall.
Very true. Very true.
That's survivable.
I'm probably going to say,
Ooh, nothing. It was amazing.
no. I was going to say Paris Campbell, but I'm also using the Andrew Luck thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with John Allison as well in the 11th round because, I don't know, that could be a reach. Could not be. I don't know if he's going to be the 2nd receiver or the 3rd receiver. So, out of them, I guess that's my worst.
Yeah. That's kind
Kyler
of
Murray might be my worst because the 8th round as well. I might have reached way
that's
too
a
much.
little early on him, but you wanted him.
I wanted to see what that offense. If that offense takes off, I want to have a piece of it.
Yeah.
So I think we all laughed at Craig when he took Patrick Mahomes. Just like then, look what happened.
Yeah, we're not laughing now.
No, we're not. None of us are.
Yeah.
Craig, that is a very good one. So, all right. Next up, we got from Gags to Riches, who made it a point to say that having the draft where it was me, Gags, and Disco all in a row is insane and very tough for him and all of the three of us because that was like we were sniping left and right.
Mm-hmm.
That was a tough. That was that was like a who's who of the elite drafters there. Not to toot our horns, but toot Magoo. So Gags' best pick, in my humble opinion, was, you're gonna laugh, Phillip Rivers. Dude, love the guy.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't love him? Figure maybe I wish I would have picked him. I'm not gonna lie. 14th round.
Yeah.
So that's the best for Gags.
Yeah, because
Without a
he
doubt.
probably won't be a keeper or anything like that, but he might start him, who knows, maybe all the time. I mean, wait,
Well,
is that his top
quarterback.
is that his top quarterback?
Yeah, so he built his whole team and
Wow.
still got Phillip Rivers in the 14th
Okay.
round.
Yeah, kudos to you, because that's why quarterback was so deep. That's why you're not going to take, a quarterback in the 6th round,
Right.
who plays for Oakland.
Right.
I'm sorry, Josh. It's not that bad of a pick. It's just fun. It's just fun.
Really, David Carr or Derek Carr, whatever one it is.
Whichever Carr brother. it
Yeah,
was.
the one that's not in NFL Network.
No, that is actually pretty impressive that he got Phillip Rivers in the 14th as his starting quarterback. Okay. I'm actually going, it might be a little bit of a surprise, but I was really big up on this Debo Samuel. I think you could have Debo
Hide
could
the
have.
chains.
Yeah. 12th round. I mean, it's not like amazing value, but if he turns out to be a great rookie receiver, it could be a good keeper value.
It's definitely impressing.
Yeah. So I definitely was looking to pick him up, but I waited too long. So I think that's your best pick.
Okay. All right, and for the worst pick, I think for me is Sammy Watkins in the 6th round. I know he's in the Kansas City offense. I know they're loaded. I don't know. There's just too many mouths to feed, and I think Sammy Watkins has trouble staying healthy, and I don't think the 6th round is. I think it's too high.
I agree.
But he didn't want maybe he wanted him.
Basically the third receiver.
Yeah. Well, no,
Kelsey.
that's maybe 4th receiver.
Yeah.
Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, Damian Williams out of the backfield.
Yeah.
But he might be 4th or 3rd, so that's the pecking order. I mean, it could pay off. He shows up big in 2 or 3 games, and then he probably not big in other ones. But hopefully he doesn't get hurt for you, Gags, but that's what I think, my opinion.
I'm actually going to say it's Melvin Gordon, and I think that it's just like he's a guy that I just think is not even worth drafting. I really think that.
That's your worst pick?
Yeah, I think it's a bad pick. I think
Keeper value.
Wasting. I don't even care. Like you can have second round is not great value for Melvin Gordon.
What?
You know, I would not want to have Melvin Gordon sitting on my bench all year just to take him in the second round. I really don't think it's that great. I mean, do you think Melvin Gordon, if you knew that he was going to be a starting running back, you think he definitely would have won first round?
Yes.
Yeah, like late first round?
I think he would have taken, let me look here real fast. 5 seconds.
Okay.
First round. I think he would have gone, I think he would definitely gone probably like
I would have taken
9th or 10th, 9th, 8th pick.
Yeah.
Dub C. I think Dub C would have taken Melvin Gordon over Joe Mixon.
I mean,
Personally.
I guess I just wouldn't want a guy sitting on my bench all year just so I could keep him in the second round, and I feel like that's what he did. You know, and maybe he probably is going into it thinking that, you know, like there's a good chance he's not going to play, but I'll keep him next year.
Yeah. Or he doesn't play for 10 weeks and he's fresh for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like Ezekiel Elliott.
Yep, that's a good possibility too.
And he gets to keep him. Josh doesn't.
Yeah, also a good point.
Yeah.
All right, last to pick this year with the 12th pick overall was Disco. And Delling, you're probably going to love this pick in terms of what I thought was his best pick. I think I like Julio in the 13th.
Really?
Well, I mean, there's a couple that I was playing around with that I thought was his best, but I just like the value of having Julio in the second round period. You know, he's going to have him for 2 years guaranteed. I don't think he's going to slump, you know, in 2 years. So it's obviously a great strategic move, taking him third. That's like one of the biggest picks in the whole draft. I mean, that's where I took McCaffrey. So in the second round, that is. I'm going to say Julio Jones, best pick overall for him.
Love Julio.
Yep.
Love
I know
him.
you
Wish
did.
I could have had him fall back to me. I was actually thinking that might have happened before you traded with Gags for your picks.
Yeah.
I was planning on somebody falling to me in that range.
Yep, it would have been one pick off. It would have stung a little bit more, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I would love watching that guy. Anyway, off my horse here. My best pick for him was Miles Sanders, Philadelphia running back. Love this guy. Penn State, we are. This dude could be a 3-down back if the Eagles use him right. This guy is Saquon Barkley light. He doesn't have that much mileage on him, considering he sat behind Barkley for 2 years. Watching Penn State last year do his thing is fantastic. So that's what I think the best pick is. And I just glanced down at the draft here. Shucks, I don't remember. Matt Ryan is not his. Matt Ryan.
That's right.
Matt Ryan is Crick's, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, that's what it was. Because I was thinking, the Matt Ryan to Julio Jones connection is so sexy.
Yeah,
but he's got Rodgers. Man, wait a minute. I take my thing back. Aaron Rodgers in the 6th round is the best pick.
Yeah,
wow.
I was thinking that too.
Whew. Good one, Bigler. I mean, way to snag him. So wait, Rodgers in the 6th round, Luck and Breeze in the 6th round.
All in the 6th round. That's insane.
That is insane. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
All right, well, Aaron Rodgers isn't going to retire. He still has that great porn mustache. That's what I think the best pick is. Bigler, you got a good squad so far.
My worst pick is Miles Sanders in the 4th round.
Whoa.
I was targeting him closer to the 10th round.
Wow.
Like, I don't know if it was quite that low, but he really reached. I like Miles Sanders. Like, I know everybody is ripping on him in the draft, and I just did it just because it was fun, because everybody else was peer pressure. But I think Miles Sanders, like, you know, he might prove to be a great running back in the NFL. However, I just think took him like maybe 3 rounds too early. That's just my opinion.
I was playing on the 5th round for him, to be honest. Because I was shocked at the rookies, like Josh Jacobs, Montgomery, and Miles Sanders. I thought somebody's going to fall the 5th round.
Yeah.
I didn't think all the hype. I mean, they're all getting hype.
Yep.
I did not think that would, like, encourage people to take him that early, because they didn't think. But, yeah. I mean, wow, here I am thinking the best, and you're like the worst.
I know, I was shocked.
Completely. Okay.
Who do you think was the worst?
The worst, I think, for Bigler was N'Keal Harry. I think I just didn't think it was great value.
He loves his rookie receivers.
He does. It's New England.
He's like, it's going to be the next Michael Thomas.
I don't think he's that good
No.
yet. He's got a long way to go, and if I think you're thinking of keeper value, I just don't think it's worth it. You can't be thinking of keeper value. You got Damian Williams there, and I think you got Chris Goodwin. Goodwin is a keeper as well for the first time.
Yeah.
Godwin, yeah, you're right, Godwin. And now with Josh Gordon being there as well, I was surprised he took him that early because that's going to eat into his time and his learning.
Yeah.
Unless you want Josh Gordon to get mental illness or something like that. But still, a third round for Josh Gordon was a reach if that's what you want.
You think about it, he's like the fourth receiver at best, because you got Gordon, James White, and Edelman. So he's like
Tom Brady.
Look. Yep.
He's the fifth option in the receiving. He likes to throw it himself to see if he can catch it. So all right, there it is.
All right, now we're going to try to pick the best and worst picks overall of the entire draft. I'm going to say Hakeem Nicks. Just kidding. Go ahead.
All right, Brian has chosen to let me go first. I did not.
Best pick overall?
Best pick overall. I did not put as much thought into this as he did. He put more thought into it. Yeah. He said this is just as hard as picking your top 5 desert island albums, which I think is nowhere near as hard. That might be for our next album, our next podcast for picking. If we can even, it might take longer than a week.
It would.
So without further ado, the best pick of the entire draft, I believe, is Aaron Rodgers in the 6th round for Bigler.
Oh wow!
Bigler gets a gold star, 3 more, and he gets pizza for his classroom party.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty insane that he actually fell to the 6th round, and whether he keeps him or not for another year is to be seen. But I mean, for the past few years, Aaron Rodgers is going 1st round.
Yeah, true.
So can't argue with that. You're gonna probably laugh, but I really believe this. Probably just because it's, I'm listening to the local media. But I think my pick of the Pittsburgh D is gonna be the best pick of the draft. I swear. I'm really big on the Pittsburgh D this year.
I swear we're switching roles. my team.
It's true, but the Pittsburgh D in the 17th round, I think, is going to be the top pick of the draft. Laugh now, but I think they're just going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Okay.
Cam Hayward's ready. Did you hear him?
No, I didn't hear him.
He said his quote of the week was, "Be the dragon."
Be the dragon.
Yeah, instead of, because they're talking about slaying the dragon, meaning like New England, but he's like, instead of slaying the dragon, be the dragon. So they are going to be the dragons this year, and yeah.
You should ask Craig about Kiss the Dragon one day and see if he knows what you're talking about.
I will have to ask him. All right, I have to try to remember that. All right, worst pick of the draft.
Oh, worst pick of the draft. It's funny that I just talked about Craig. Segue. Craig has the worst pick of the draft. I believe Jarvis Landry in the 4th round is the worst. I hate that guy, and I don't think he's worth it. I think he should have been like 10th round material.
Yeah, I think that was early, very early to take Jarvis Landry. I think that although it might not look like it on paper, I think Todd Gurley's the worst pick of the draft. I think it doesn't look like it on paper right now.
Wow.
But trust me, I think that his production is going to go so low that he's going to have like round 5 value. I really think that. I really believe that. I think that he's going to be used sparingly, and I think he's also going to get injured, re-injured, and it's going to be one of those picks that he's going to wish he didn't make.
Are you just being controversial because Craig picked him to be controversial?
No, honestly, I was thinking like I didn't want a piece of Todd Gurley at all this year, unless he dropped at least to the 3rd round, which I knew he never would. So I was kind of happy. I was actually really, really happy he took him 3rd overall because I was like, I do not think that's going to work out to his benefit. Mm-hmm. So might even keep him out of the playoffs.
Well, we all would love that.
Yeah.
And him not get his next ring.
So I think his production will be down and he will get injured at some point this year.
So you're predicting the Pittsburgh defense is going to be lights out.
Yeah.
And Todd Gurley's going to suck.
Yeah.
Too bold.
Beastradamus.
Those are bold predictions, Cotton. Beastradamus. I like it. All right.
Any final thoughts?
No, it was a fun draft. Had a good time. Lots of good food. That pulled pork jackfruit thingy was interesting.
Pork,
I did have 2. Thought it was good.
I had 4.
You had 4.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're vegan, so
they're incredible.
I wouldn't have said incredible.
Of course you wouldn't.
They're all right. I tried it.
And,
I had
and
two.
Justin would not call it pulled pork, even
No,
though
it was well. I said pulled pork jackfruit. I knew it wasn't pulled pork when he had tongs in there, and I went to put it on the bun and it didn't fall off the tong. I was like, this isn't meat.
Yeah.
Lies. You sit on a tong of lies.
a tongue of life.
But so yeah, good food all around. I was not sad about any of it. It was pretty fun. It was a good weekend.
All-star of the draft, probably Doug and Emily.
As usual, Doug and like I said, my mom and dad always love seeing people.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, we love to see the guys. Mom was happy about getting her wedding suit from Craig. What else? Mom and Doug and Emily actually just got back. I got a phone call while we were on the podcast. They just got back from the Hamptons.
Oh, nice. Good for them.
But let me
Good for
repeat,
them.
the
I
Hamptons,
heard you.
Brian.
I heard you. Good for
Where
them.
the rich people go. Yeah, fancy.
And they're going to Key West in like a couple weeks.
You're right,
Well,
they are.
month or so.
Yeah, but so I'm curious to see what that was like because I
Yeah.
want to see what do the other people live like.
Right.
'Cause that's where Sconer lived, and he said it was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know anything else about it. Just that they went and they said they were there for a while, so I want to see what it's like.
Good. My final thoughts, probably just that I'm glad that the regular season is actually finally going to make it here because we drafted early and it just feels like it's been forever. I'm not just saying that because but
I know,
it feels like the regular season is never going to get here. So I think today was like the last day for preseason, right? Like in the NFL.
Is it the last day?
I think it was the last day. I think everybody. I think pretty much everybody played, so everybody can get warmed up.
I know.
Yeah.
They always do. The Steelers and the Carolina Panthers always play like the fourth game of preseason, which sucks. I would love to see like the Panthers in the third week,
Yeah.
or even regular season.
Yeah,
so
kind of fun.
they did play them last year, which they're not gonna. Which I don't understand. How does it work? If you play a division on the NFC, like the NFC South, and you play so many teams at their home. Why isn't it like the next year you play the NFC South again, but they come to your place? Like, isn't like baseball like
That
that?
would make sense. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like that for football.
Yeah. I'm not sure either, but that would make more sense.
Yeah. Oh, side note, The Dark Crystal is on Netflix. The series, just to let you know, if you ever liked The Dark Crystal,
I don't know that.
it's a fantastic movie.
He lives the dark crystal every day.
Yeah, she's sitting right across from me.
Oh, with her hair,
Yeah.
darkish blue.
I feel like we could just continue having you ramble for like the next 2 hours. This is your Friday night, but it's still my Thursday night.
True, very true. I could ramble. I'm gonna go home and eat whatever dinner is in the fridge that I could find, and I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Probably go to bed. I might watch something.
Okay, spare us. All right. Well, good luck to everybody. We'll probably be back next week with the official Week 1 matchups.
Yes, and we'll see who's gonna win, and who we think's gonna win, and who's gonna lose. And that's all I got.
Yeah, right. You ready, Dylan?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot
Oh, my
about that.
goodness.
I wasn't ready, Brian, for the first time.
Come on, champ.
I'm always ready, Brian. Nailed it.
Preseason.